I am here in my shop and had a question about my camera setup on my helmet. So needs a good cleanup anyways. I thought, what a great opportunity to show you guys what I use. So first of all, the goggles. So goggles are just a Thor clear lens. I generally like the tinted lenses better, but using the quick straps, it's kind of nice because you can just open it up and let the goggles hang off if you want to get some air if it's getting a little bit warm out. That's one piece. Of course, the camera is the next part of it here. This is my setup. I call this a Cyclops mount. I'm not sure what other people call it. Pretty straightforward setup. It has the camera here, and then I have a separate microphone which gets hooked up down here. This is my homemade dead cat or wind reducer, whatever you want to call it. That's actually just a teddy bear's arm cut off and then the stuff pulled out and then the microphone put inside of that. Worked really good. And let's take apart the inside. So I was using an external microphone because that makes a world of difference to the sound. The internal microphone in the GoPro does pick up decent sound, but nothing like what you would get out of one of these other microphones. The one that I'm using is a cheapo one off of eBay. Came from China. I think it was maybe 20 bucks or so. And not very impressive quality. I would not recommend it for somebody else who wanted to do the same thing. It does not have the sound quality, and I think that it's actually malfunctioned. A little while back I had somebody notify me that on one of my videos one of my channels was not working properly, so when you tried to listen to the video with a headphones, it sounded really garbled up. So I now have a new lapel mic. This is the one here. I'm using it right at the moment, but this one, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Probably going to hit the garbage or just sit as a backup or something like that. So that just simply plugs into the side of the camera. That's just a USB right there. My mount is another question. So generally I keep it here. Camera just goes in there like that. The brim off, now you can actually see the mount. So my mount looks a little bit different than maybe some you've seen. These suckers always get full of dirt and then it makes it really difficult to take them off. So mount is just your normal GoPro helmet sticky tab. It's the rounded type. And then this is kind of my custom bracket. So basically the camera mounts on it like so. And then it sits like that. Now this is really great because it does not get in my way at all. I do not see it. The only thing that I do see is there is a red flashing light when the GoPro is on, and that's perfect because I need to see when I'm recording, when I'm not. So it helps with that, but keeps it out of the way as well. Now you'll notice that my thumb screws are a little bit different on this. This is your normal GoPro thumb screw, and I don't need these two joints to be adjustable. And when you're underneath the brim like this and you're dealing with, you know, very little room to work underneath there, the thumb screw actually adds a lot of bulk to that. So I got rid of the thumb screws and I just used regular screws. Now my screws were a little bit too long, so I put some little collars in here just to take up that extra space. But this is nice because when you've got 3 different joints, you also have 3 different places that it can get knocked out of adjustment. And it really, really sucks when you're making a movie and you've got some great footage and you get home and you realize that you've been filming the sky the whole time. or you've been filming, you know, your dashboard on your side-by-side or your handlebars, and you didn't really get much of the footage that you thought you did. So the more of these adjustments that you can take out of guesswork, the better. So really, I've only got this one, which is the one that connects to the camera here, and I pretty much know that I need to have a full finger length in behind it in order for it to be pointing in the right direction. When a person wears a helmet, you don't really realize it, but you actually wear the helmet like this typically on your head. Your focal point, or your eyes be about there. So you want your camera to be like that as well. So you typically want it to be facing what you would think would be facing up, but it's actually facing straight out. While we're on the topic of helmets, this is my new one. This is the one that I plan to run this season. As you can see, she's pretty spanky new. No scuffs, no mud, no nothing. This was actually basically free from Polaris. My Razor has been in the shop a couple times doing the recalls, and they sent out a $250 Polaris voucher, which allowed me to get this helmet and these goggles for next to free. So I'm pretty impressed with it. I was hoping to get away from anything branded, because as you maybe saw, my other helmet says Can-Am. This one does say Polaris on this strap. I don't like manufacturer branded items, because then if you decide to not ride a Can-Am anymore, which is where I'm at right now, it looks kind of silly when you've got a Can-Am helmet and you are riding a Polaris machine. So one of the reasons why I got this one is, as you can see, I've actually got room under the brim, which will hopefully give me room for the new camera. My new camera, GoPro Hero 4 Black. Now, I tried to make a Hero 5 work, but there's just too many complications. One of the biggest things that I do here is, as you can see with my GoPro, I actually run a secondary battery pack with it, and this is what gives me the battery life that I need. This is the branded one from GoPro. This is the battery backpack, that's what they call it. And so this gives me about 4 to 5 hours of footage, depending on the weather, because of course when it's cold out you get less battery life. But I need that. I need this battery backpack, and the new Hero series does not have any kind of battery backpack because it's got a screen right here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. At some point I guess I'm going to have to take a jump and move to a different camera, but the Hero 4 was a great option right now because this does have 4K, which is something I want to get into, and it still keeps the same compact shape that I've been used to for the last little while. So I'm going to do that. Then I've also got this blackout housing that I plan to start using. This is not an actual GoPro branded one, but should look pretty slick with a blacked out helmet, a blacked out housing. So that's going to be my project coming up soon here. Try and get this all hooked up. We've also got Sask Trail Riders hats available now. You can see a logo there, and we got our website on it. So stay tuned. I'm going to have details on videos coming up as to how you can get your own if you'd like, and we'll be giving away some of them as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.